Well, that brings us back to your beauty queen story. You used social media extensively to find her and relatives. And how did you keep those conversations private? And did
Right.
you identify yourself as a journalist on Facebook or whatever social media you used?
Yeah, I always did, and I started this sort of network of friends and family of Maria Susana because I found that somebody was so basically her account wasn't easy to find, and no journalist had found her account. You know how it usually happens when there's big news, like somebody dies and then they find their Facebook account and they start using the picture and they start using their Twitter. This wasn't the case with this beauty queen. So it took some searching of posts that were sort of the rest in peace posts to find a link to her account. And then through that link to her account, which was also a very private account, she kept her Facebook account very, very private. Then I started sort of seeing who liked the certain pictures that she had posted that were on her profile. And the way I started making connections with these people is I always did identify myself as a journalist. So I started first seeing who were more approachable, like using Facebook a lot, or who looked like, maybe they wanted to share a little bit more about her life. And I started contacting her school friends. And what I always did is I didn't make those conversations public. They were private messages that were sent to the friends. And this was before an actual update that Facebook did. It's really good for reporters. It's a feature that allows you to send messages like emails, like to their inboxes, and that they would see it even if even if you're not friends.
Oh, okay.
So this is actually a new thing that wasn't when I was wasn't still in place when I was out reporting this story, but that's something that you should always use. So it charges you like cents to send a message, but if it's an important message you want to send, you might consider just spending like 25 cents. I think it is. It depends on the person, but I started connecting with them so that they only would see my public profile, meaning that just basic things like my public profile photo and my cover photo and just basic information about me, not even photos of my family, nothing. So I started contacting through them like that. They could see my messages and they could see only my public information, but they knew I was a reporter, and it never compromised my safety, actually. So I started talking to them like that, and we started like chatting, and I wanted them to know that I was like a reporter, and then and I was like I was very interested in her life and very interested in the lifestyle of the beauty queens, and so they started sort of feeling comfortable, and we did this chat like like a couple weeks even with families, friends, until I got a call from a friend of the mother, who was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Okay, like, what are you doing?" And then it took some convincing phone conversations with the friends of the mom, and then the sister of the mom, and then the mother. It was kind of like actually like building trust, like virtually on the phone, and then eventually, I mean, you use your same techniques, like you want them to know that you feel, you're saddened by what happened. It's a tragedy that a 20-year-old woman died that way. It's a tragedy what happened, and they want you to know that you're human too, and that you're interested in the life of, you're not just going for, the sensationalism. You really want to tell the story, and they understood that, and I sent them previous stories that I had done and other drug violence victims, and they liked my work, and they felt that, they wanted to tell their story. So that's how it sort of happened. But they should know that sometimes journalists are like, "No, I'm not using my Facebook for work." And I'm like, "No, like, don't rule it out. There is ways that you can still protect yourself, and that you can just choose to, for them to see like that you exist on the social media. You exist, but you're still private." And but even if sometimes they're like, "I don't want them to know that I have a social media," but if they Google you, they will find you anyway. So it really, journalists shouldn't really rule it out.